Welcome back to the Soapy Podcast.
Hello, hello.
I think you have to say aloha. I think you've established.
I've been saying aloha a lot lately.
Yeah, I think
and
you've
I
established
really
kind of a
like
trend. Yeah, I think you've kind of established a trend. So,
I really like it.
aloha everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha from the Soapbox Boys. We been doing a lot of practicing, and we're close. We're so close.
Very close.
And I think that probably early next week, I would say. Like I'm not sure what days you're off, but I think we're actually going to sit down and do one. I mean, really do one. So if you're listening to this, you're probably a friend of ours. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. But who knows? Maybe it'll be so good we'll just release it. That would be something.
Yeah, that would be something.
That'd be something. So how you been?
I've been all right. Last week was kind of rough, but
You've been saying that every week now for months.
No, that's not true.
A month.
Like the week before last week, I was like, everything's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. No, last week was just both of my knees swelled up.
Oh yeah. That was bad.
Yeah, tendons, everything.
Yeah, your knees were just like, nah, son.
Yeah, ankles weren't doing well. But what was so weird was I woke up and both of my legs, like the entirety of my legs, feet included, just hurt. And I'd never experienced that before. And it was basically just my body's way of saying, hey, you're not 16.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
And don't expect to be.
I do get really tired of guys who are in their 50s being like, you ain't seen nothing yet. You're like, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that it gets worse. But it has started.
Yeah.
And it hadn't before.
Yeah.
Like, even in my early 20s, like, you like go out and you're like playing soccer in a field and you like break your toe. I say you. That's something that I would have done. And it sucks and it hurts, and then it's before you know it's better. Dude, if I break something now or if I strain something, like we're talking about weeks.
Oh yeah.
It's a weeks long affair. And again, there's old guys sitting in their cars out there like, "Oh, son, you No, I know. Okay? I know. I have a 60-something-year-old dad, and he tells me all the time about all of the terrible stuff that's going on with his body, and he's runs and he does all kinds of crazy stuff, so he's got plenty of stuff that hurts and aches, and sometimes we'll be at a restaurant and he'll go to stand up and it'll like take a while. So I understand, like it's not that bad, and I'm not saying that it is. Like older guys get all like defensive, and it's just like, no dude, I'm just saying, like I stood all day yesterday and now my knees hurt. That didn't used to happen. I used to stand all day and then I used to go to bed and then I used to stand all day again. And I never even thought about it.
Wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah, never even thought about it.
Mm.
Yeah. I think also when people know how old we are, they think that we're still really young. And we are, but we've been hard on our bodies.
Oh, I'm not kind to myself.
Yeah, like you've done a lot of lifting and I was, a runner, and we've done a fair amount of stuff, and I think both of us, have you had physical therapy?
No, I haven't. I was told that I should have,
Okay.
and my dad didn't want to pay for it.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I've had physical therapy I think twice.
Yeah.
I had physical therapy for when my knee got blown out playing soccer.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember who it was who slide tackled me from the side,
Yeah.
but somebody slide tackled me from the side and blew my right knee out. And then the second thing was my car accident when I was 19.
Yeah.
That car accident really messed me up
Yeah.
pretty good. So we have old bodies. Like, it's not. Yes, we're 30, but our bodies are like 35, 36, 37. Like, there's more mileage on them. They're high mileage bodies.
Yeah.
They're high mileage bodies. Like, there's a reason that we got dad bod like early. Okay, like our bodies know. Like our bodies are like. Anyway, my week was pretty uneventful per usual. My weeks are pretty uneventful these days. Just did a lot of just hanging out at the house and listening to podcasts, and You do stand a much better chance on the news quiz this week because I actually didn't watch nearly as much news this week. Not that I didn't watch news, but the week that we did the news quiz, I had been like full bore. I had been like for example, like this past week, I did not listen to any of not one Pod Save America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think they're bi-weekly. They're like maybe 2 podcasts, something like that, every week. I didn't listen to either one of them, and that's pretty atypical for me. I don't know why. I just wasn't feeling it, and I don't know. Sometimes I just need a break, you know. Sometimes I just take a little break from various things. So yeah, you stand a much better chance, a much better chance this week.
Well, I did read some news.
I know you were telling me that,
but I mean, I got sidetracked, of course, because it's news, and I'm like, whatever. I ended up reading like a bunch of New York Times articles about restaurants that are opening up in the D.C. area.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Why not?
And it's like, I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. That's what fascinates me. But yeah, I read some news today. I mean, yesterday and the day before. So.
Well, speaking of news, let's go to segment 2 here, which is trending. Someday we're gonna have a soundboard for all this. It's gonna be so great. What would the sound effect be for trending?
I don't know.
Like maybe like a stock bell, like the bell and like the ding ding ding. You know that bell that they always for like the stock market opening.
Oh yeah.
Ding 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 ding. I feel like that might be kind of nice. One day.
One day.
One more day. All right, so let's see here. What's going on? Trump's going after Cuba. Let's see here. I don't understand. I don't understand why you would want to shut down Cuban baseball players' ability to come to the United States and work in the United States. Like, if you're a Cuban male, that's like your ticket off the island, baby. Like, it's like the only way. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I'm sure there's a point to it. I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know what that is. Like, just like leave them alone, man. Like the place is already sanctioned and like. You know what I mean? Like, it's bad enough. Like, they literally, it's quaint and everything that they drive, like, cars from the 50s, but the reason they do that is because for, 40 years, 50 years, they weren't able to get cars from anywhere. You know? Leave them alone. It's like bad enough, man. Let them come over and play baseball. Like, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see, I got some kind of shooting here. The Florida teen who was infatuated with Columbine and made threats as she went to Colorado is now dead. Ooh. She's found dead. Wrote about suicide, guns in a parent journal. So she didn't hurt anybody else though, right? There's no body count here, so I don't think that she did.
I haven't heard about that story.
I haven't either. Waiting for this thing to load. Okay. The 18-year-old who prompted a massive manhunt in Colorado appears to have drawn pictures of guns and knives. Man, she sounds super messed up. Officials say she flew from Miami to Colorado earlier this week, bought a pump-action shotgun and ammunition upon arrival, and then disappeared off their radar, prompting a massive manhunt. On Wednesday, law enforcement told NBC News she had been found dead. Weird. What a weird... Something weird's going on. You ever read the news and you're like, that doesn't just happen? Like, there's so much more going on there that like, the general public doesn't know about?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
I feel like that's one of these right here. Like, I feel like... First of all... And this is a little conspiracy theory-ish. I don't feel like every single gunman, especially the lone wolf ones.
Yeah.
I don't feel like every single one of those is actually crazy.
Okay.
I feel like every once in a while, and I'm not saying that like, there's some grand conspiracy or anything. I'm just saying like, I feel like sometimes like there's larger things going on where somebody wanted someone else dead. Like, for instance, here's one for you. The Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
The Vegas shooting to me was absolutely bizarre because they interviewed all of these guys, all of this guy's like, family and like friends and stuff, and they were like, he's a normal dude. Like there's nothing weird about him, nothing wrong about him. Like, you know,
Mm.
like he was the most normal everyday, like he wasn't even like a gun nut, like, you know what I mean? And then he had like an arsenal, like an absolute, like a professional arsenal. Like if you were a professional hitman, these are the things that he had. Okay? And he goes up into this balcony of a hotel or whatever, hotel room with a view over this thing, and he proceeds to just absolutely spray bullets. My thing is like, how do we know that?
I thought he was picking his targets.
No, he was spraying. But here's the thing: when they said what guns he had, some of the guns that he was using were, I mean, let me put it this way: it was reported that he was spraying,
Okay.
but some of the guns that he had were sniper type guns.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, dude, if you're this guy, like, I bet you anything he was up there with a sniper rifle of some type, and he killed somebody, like one person, and then to cover his tracks, he grabs some gnarly machine gun and started spraying, and they were like, oh, this, because he knew that the news story would be, this guy's crazy, he was just spraying into a crowd, lone gunman, like he's just like a mass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that story will take off in America at the drop of a hat, like,
Absolutely.
and he knew that, and I mean, did somebody hire him to kill someone in particular? Was the government getting rid of somebody who was poking around in something they're not supposed to? I mean, I know these are conspiracy theories, but like, listen, every now and then a conspiracy theory is actually on the money.
Yeah.
Every now and then. I don't think that there's like this whole world of conspiracies that we don't know about, but like things definitely happen. Things definitely, like, you don't think the United States government has secrets? Like, come on now.
Oh, naturally.
Come on now, and somebody starts poking around in that, and like, you could even kind of understand, like, dude, if you're like, first of all, I'm terrified of anyone who used to run the CIA.
Yeah.
So if you're used to run the CIA, like, can you imagine, like, the United States is working on some, like a mind control device,
Mm-hmm.
and it works. Let's just say, for example, just for sake of argument, just hypothetically, like they come out with something and it works,
All right.
and the CIA is like, we're only going to use this on our enemies. We're going to mind control them, and we're going to make them really bad fighters, and we're just going to roll everybody that we ever encounter. And it's just like this thing, like this antenna that we set up, and you point the antenna, and everybody loses like 40% brain functionality or something.
That would be crazy.
Okay, I'm just like I'm literally just pulling stuff out of my butt and just making this up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, let's just say that exists, and you're the
Yeah.
CIA director,
Mm-hmm.
and like some reporter is having a drink with like one of your guys on that project,
Yeah.
and the guy like kind of lets it slip a little bit, and the reporter starts to like calls the CIA press wing or whatever,
Yeah.
and is like, hey, I need like a quote for this story, I want it like on the record and stuff, and you're the CIA, so you hack his computer immediately, and you look at what he's got, and he's got like a lot. He's got like way more than he's supposed to, and he works for like the Washington Post or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing, and like he is gonna like, and if he does this, immediately it's all of your motives and all of your this and all of your that's gonna be called in question. The whole weight of the bureaucracy of the United States of America is gonna come down on you, and you're not gonna be able to use this thing in combat. You're not gonna be able to, and like more Americans are gonna die in the next war, in the next battle, because you weren't able to use this thing. And you're like, you know what? Kill that journalist. I'm not saying I would do that. I'm saying I can understand like a CIA, like someone who is as scary as a CIA director, and who is in their mind a patriot, because they're willing to do things to protect and defend and advance this country that the rest of us are not willing to do. I can understand somebody like that being like, this journalist needs to trip in front of a train. Like House of Cards style. Like this
Yeah.
this guy needs to go away,
Yeah.
and his computer needs to conveniently not be found. That's what needs to happen. You know, again, folks, I'm not saying I believe every conspiracy theory. There's like
That's a good one though.
the vast majority,
That's a good one.
the vast
You should put that in
majority.
the story. You should put that in one of your stories.
I should. The vast majority of conspiracy theories are just bored people, who just are angry and have nothing better to do, for sure. But like every now and then, like you're reading through the news and you're just like, you just get this feeling that there's something going on here.
Oh yeah.
And that was like a really long sidebar, but like this girl flew from Miami to Colorado, bought a pump action shotgun and disappeared, and then is conveniently found dead like 2 days later. Come on now.
Yeah, there's something weird there.
Come on now. Like,
There's something
come
weird there.
on. What are we doing? What are we dealing with here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so that's a weird story.
it was a weird story.
What else is going on?
I got a weird one here.
What you got?
College student dies after falling off a cliff while trying to pose for a photo.
That happens all the time.
You know,
This lady fell in the Grand Canyon doing that recently.
she was near Jasper. You remember Jasper? Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. She was like, we were probably on those mountains.
Man.
How crazy is that?
I mean, I think that, whenever I'm near a cliff or even like on a roof, like there's just a part of you that has to be super respectful of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
For sure.
some people just don't have that, man.
Yeah.
Call it natural selection, call it whatever you want. Like some people just don't have that. It's not even a fear. Like cuz you can even be afraid of the edge and not respect the edge.
That's true.
I've seen people do that. I've seen someone like, "Oh, I'm super afraid of heights." And they're like, "Well, then get away from the edge, you idiot."
I understand that because I'm afraid of heights, and it was one of those things that just happened to me. I used to roof. Heights didn't bother me at all,
Yeah.
Until one day, I'm over here doing getting the Looney Tune effect,
Yeah.
where the ground's like wow wow wow, wow. And I'm like, well, this didn't used to happen. This is dumb. Why is it now? Why does that happen now? It's like when you develop an allergy to something that you've been eating all your life.
Yes.
And you're like, but I like that.
I know. I've been eating a lot of apples here recently and doing really well. And then I can't remember if it was last night or the night before, I ate an apple and my gums were burning a little bit. And I was like, oh, come on. I was doing so good.
I was talking to Brian about that the other day. You remember Brian from Best Buy?
Brian from Best Buy.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
He's a black guy, kind of.
Yeah,
Kinda fit.
Brian Nibbins.
Yes, yeah. And I ran into him and we started talking. He was telling me he just come off what
Like a cleanse.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
always doing like that natural stuff. He loves that natural stuff.
No. He switched up his diet to where he was eating primarily fruit. I forget what they call it.
A fruitarian.
Yeah, fruitarian. He was giving that a try.
I know that because of Castle. It's really embarrassing.
But he was talking to me about it, and I was like, I could never do that, And he's like, why not? I was like, so many fruits, like, just irritate my mouth. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I lost bananas. Okay, I used to eat bananas.
Well, bananas don't irritate your mouth though. They make you have heartburn.
They give me heartburn.
Yeah.
So, but I used to eat a banana every day.
Oh, true.
On my way to school, I would eat a banana.
They're so convenient.
And an apple.
Bananas like come in their own wrapper. So
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And you can yell at me all you want. They're biodegradable. I'll just chuck them out the window.
Oh, for sure.
Like, make sure it lands at someone's lawn. You're good.
Oh yeah. Apple core, baby.
It'll rain.
I'm planting an apple tree. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Appleseed over here, out on 85, just like chucking it out my window.
I don't chuck stuff out of the window on the highway.
Why not?
Because I feel bad. Like I've tossed something out the window and it's like hit someone else's windshield before.
Oh.
And I was like, I shouldn't do that.
I always throw it out my passenger side. I get in the right lane. I throw it out my passenger side into the shoulder.
Yeah,
It's so satisfying. You got to try it.
I mean, I drive on the highway with my windows down.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're situated for it already.
I'm like, eh.
You just throw it out your driver's side.
Yeah, I'm just like, ah.
No, I like shooting it like through my car and out the passenger side window. Like with my right hand, I'll be like, yeah. Yeet.
Oh man. But yeah, I can't eat apples anymore unless they're cooked.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
dumb. Because
Well,
I like apples.
And what's so fascinating is that you can't eat them when they're cooked.
Yeah.
Like if you were truly actually allergic to apples, you would not be able to eat them. Period.
Oh yeah,
But there's something about like honestly,
pears. Can't do that.
I haven't had a pear since I was like a child. Isn't
Yeah.
that weird? I literally haven't had pears in so long.
Oh, I love pears.
I love
They're
pears
so good.
too.
They're so good.
I like the pear. I like pear flavor. I like artificial pear flavor as well.
Yeah, I like artificial
Yeah, it's good.
pear.
It's
yeah.
real good.
But like if they don't come in the little Dole cups that they used to give you as a kid,
Yep.
I can't eat them. That's dumb. I can't eat a fresh pear anymore.
Dude, I'm gonna go get a pear tonight and test it out.
You know, I used to love apple pears, and like people are like, that's genetically modified garbage. I'm like, that's genetically modified goodness right there. I love both those fruits, and you put them together. Amazing.
When are they gonna come out with a strawberry banana? Let's go, maybe. Genetically modify me up.
Heartburn or not, I would try that. I will try. I'll just take it. I'll just like deal with it. Oh man, that'd be great. So yeah, I'm like, I don't really like oranges all that much. I love tangerines and like those what are those little baby,
the cuties?
Yeah, the little cuties. Oh man,
the halo.
Yeah, those things are tasty. I'll eat those till I get sick.
Oh yeah.
You know?
That's a great like TV watching activity is to like sit there and peel those. You just like it's nice to watch TV and like do something with your hands. I can completely understand people who like knit and stuff, like you just watching TV or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and just peel those, you know. Sit on the front porch and just like watch traffic go by and just peel oranges. Like it's the 1920s or something.
Sitting here, right? We do. I mean, we got 2 rocking chairs.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. People always roll up to our house and they're like, didn't expect for it to be so like homey and stuff. Like what? Because we're 2 dudes, we can't have like nice stuff.
I don't know. The 2 sofa thing's a bit excessive.
Yeah,
but
dude. I here's the deal. Here's the real deal. I want to get rid of this sofa, and you know what I want to do? I want to build a podcast set over there.
You're gonna build a podcast?
Yeah, I'm gonna build a podcast set over there.
We've had 3 ideas for what is gonna go over there.
Well, listen. Which of those ideas is gonna make us money?
Potentially all 3.
What? Being jacked is gonna make us money?
Yeah. I mean, it'll make me money.
Well, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. There's plenty of space over there without that couch.
Yeah.
There just is. And like right now, the other couch it needs to be pulled up towards the television. So there's actually even more space there than it looks like there is.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. Or we can also like honestly, we could easily rearrange this whole place and put the TV over. You know, we could put the TV somewhere else, and we could probably open up even more space. Yeah. Anyway, point being, I would really like to have a podcast set because I would like for it to be like a permanent fixture. Like we eat on this table.
It's true.
And it's annoying, and also if we ever wanted to like set up a camera and film this, it would be a pain. Like I want to intentionally design something for the podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fine.
Just get like a desk. Like Rogan has a desk. Like I want a desk. That's awesome.
I
Like,
want
it's
a
super
desk as
cool.
well.
Like I want a podcast desk, and I want to like, you know, like if we had a guest, what you know how much a nightmare that would be? Like where am I going to put a third microphone, you know? Like what a pain.
It's true.
I want anyway. All that to say, new podcast set coming soon.
Be nice.
Here's a headline for you. Baby born without skin puzzles doctors.
Ugh.
I'm gonna do something irresponsible. I'm gonna click on this image. I want to see it.
What?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Baby born without skin.
It doesn't look that bad, really.
That's crazy.
Yeah. USA Today is doing the ad blocker thing. It's so annoying. All right.
How does that happen?
I'm gonna allow ads here. Okay. Let's see here. No, there's only one picture, it looks like. It has hair.
Yeah.
It has hair. It doesn't, dude. It doesn't look that bad. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what. I don't know.
Oh. Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a weird image.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot going on in the news, man. There's not a tremendous amount of like crazy like.
Oh no! I did. I read about the. Did you read about the red flag law? Colorado.
Red flag law.
Yeah. Are you familiar with it?
No.
So there were. Let me look this up real quick. Okay, so there are, I think 7 states. 5 says. There's more than that. There's more than that now. Anyway, but okay, so the red flag law, in a nutshell, is it's a gun violence prevention law. So the authorities or family members can petition a judge to have your guns taken away from you.
Oh.
Okay.
I heard about this. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was called.
Okay.
Like I've heard people talk about this before.
Yeah. In California, I believe, is the only state where not only can like police or your family, but it is like if you're in school, your teachers, like university officials, or like your therapist or something like that.
Right.
Your therapist could do it.
Yeah.
And I forget there's another little weird quirk to it as well. Coworkers as well.
I mean,
and Colorado is just the newest one that they just passed their bill for it this past week.
so you want to go first? You want me to go first on your opinion on this?
You can go first.
All right. So my opinion on this is it needs to be medical.
Mm.
Period. Like, so let's use an extreme example. Like if someone is mentally handicapped, truly, let's say, I mean, like I'm not trying to be offensive here. Like if you're triggered or whatever at home, like, but I'm sorry, but if someone has Down's syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
I think we could all probably agree that person should not own a firearm. Right? Everyone, like, and it's no disrespect. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be critical. Like, it's just one of those things where I think we could all kind of agree. Like, that's probably fair. Like,
Yeah.
that's right.
Mhm.
So, but the problem is, between a sort of an extreme example like that and someone who is like has like manic depression,
Mm-hmm.
it's like where do you draw the line? And I think that, as far as red flag laws go, allowing someone with no medical expertise, with no like actual official knowledge of mental health and of someone's, the ability to determine someone's mental fitness, that's super, super dangerous and super unconstitutional. Because, and I guarantee you this is going to be the trumpet that conservatives are blowing all day long on this. If someone doesn't like you, they can have your guns taken away. They can just say whatever they want, with really no repercussions. They can just claim, oh well,
They do have to petition a judge. So if they like bring up false accusations against them, they can actually go to jail for filing a false report or something like that.
Okay, but how can you, like, let's say that you are a 16-year-old who doesn't believe that anybody should have guns, right? Let's just say that's your
Yeah.
political view.
Hmm.
And then let's say you go to a judge and you're like, my dad has like, 43 guns legally, like
Yeah.
he's bought them all the proper way. But my dad's has massive chemical imbalance and he's angry all the time.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Bipolar.
Right. Or bipolar, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. What's going to happen? He's going to get called into court. The judge is going to look at him and he's going to look totally normal because he is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with him. But the judge is going to say, like, well, what's your defense? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess if you really wanted to fight it, you could hire a lawyer and you could, probably hire a therapist to certify your mental fitness.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that kind of resources. Not everybody has that kind of pull or not everybody would even think to do that. Like, you got to understand, like, when these laws and when these things are going into effect, like, people don't have the wherewithal to fight this kind of stuff. The laws need to be more fair than they need to be because there's going to be a lot of people who try to take advantage of them, and there's going to be a lot of people who are
for
taken
sure.
advantage of. And so that's one of the tough things about lawmaking is that, like, people are not as smart as you probably think they are. A lot of folks,
Uh-huh.
you're catering to the entire 350 million population of the United States here when you make a law.
Yeah.
And you just don't want you want to build something that is not able to, as much as humanly possible, that's just bulletproof against people taking advantage of it. And to me, the way you do that, and the way that you even do that constitutionally, really, is to have a medical professional say, this person's not fit to own a weapon.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the process goes. South Carolina is not one of those places, and neither is Georgia, and probably will never be. Although Georgia might go that way. Georgia might go that way.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I don't know if when the person is called into question. I do know that it is temporary.
Right.
And the person's firearms are returned to them once they clear a mental evaluation.
Yeah.
I don't know who provides the mental evaluation. If the courts have someone there for that, I know that they do in abuse cases,
Right.
and stuff like that. They actually do have medical professionals on their staff for that purpose.
Yeah.
My thing with this thing is, whenever I see a law like this or anything like that, I'm like, how is this gonna be abused?
Oh yeah.
That's my first thought.
Oh yeah.
Because it's that's just kind of how people are.
Yeah.
If there's a loophole somewhere, we're gonna find it.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure something out. Initially, I was like, what's going on here? That sounds completely crazy and un-American. But once you think about it, I think this law has a place. Now it is, mind you, it is different in each state. It is not just they're not just copying each other. Each state has their own little take on it. So some are more fair than others. Like I think Massachusetts is like really really weird, or something like that. And there are some interesting stats that mental health journals have been putting out, like based on what's happened in the law. I think like it was something like I think it was Connecticut. The gun suicide went down, but went down a bunch. But what ended up happening was the people started killing themselves in other ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
well, you can't legislate human nature.
yeah, I mean, and it's like if I really want to kill myself, like I'll find a way to do it.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just need a gun to do that. With the way pills in this country are going, that I think that might be the easiest or something like that. But it's not just to prevent suicides. It's also to prevent gun violence just in general. So like
Yeah.
Like mass shootings and school shootings and stuff like that. And one of the studies said for every five instances where this law has been enacted, one shooting has been prevented. Which
Oh
that
boy, that's how on earth could you possibly know
and
that?
I'm like I don't know how they know that, but those I'll take those, you know. One
Oh
like
man, I don't know. I don't know about
one
that.
like one gunman can I mean
I'm very skeptical about that.
oh I'm
I'm not saying it hasn't helped to prevent gun violence. I'm arguing with the super exact stat.
oh um
I'm sure
I
it's
mean
helped,
it
but
no it it is an estimate,
yeah,
I'm sure. But
that's a very specific estimate.
yeah. Here, let me find the
Yeah, I think
let me find the
honestly,
excerpt.
I don't know when these things got started, but for me, the conversation got started especially after the Columbia shooting here in South Carolina, where that young, the young guy, he's probably like 20 or something like that. He went and he
Oh,
killed all those black people
near
at church.
yeah, the Baptist shooter guy. Yeah,
And his Facebook was just full of like crazy stuff. Like he had like Confederate flags everywhere, and he had like super ridiculously racist, hateful speech, and
yeah,
like guns all over his Facebook. And he even, I think, said things like he was gonna, I'm gonna show these people, whatever
yeah,
threats, threatening kind of speech and things
yeah.
like this.
He had been popping off at the mouth.
And and like they, his family and friends and everybody, like people that knew him, was like, oh yeah, he's like full on crazy. And it's like that guy should not have been able to buy a gun,
hmm
like straight up, you know. And
well,
but it's like, but
that's the
how can
reform
you?
that people want, though.
Right,
You
but
know,
like the tricky part is like, how
How-
do you actually legislate
yeah,
that?
that is very tricky.
How do you legislate that? Because the thing, for years and years, the flaming liberal sort of argument was, well, whenever you want to buy a gun, just have a standardized like mental health test that you have to pass or something like this, right? That was like a big thing I
Yeah,
remember for years. And it's like, well, and this is the conservative argument to so many things, but it's true. Who makes it? Who makes the test?
yeah,
Who makes the test? Because at some point you can absolutely just be like, okay, well, are you religious? You can't have a gun
yeah,
because there are religious zealots out there, and you might be one. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, then, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or like or it might not be that severe, but there could be like bias
Oh,
in,
for
in
sure.
the in the testing, whatever. Like so, it's just a tricky thing, man. It's a tricky thing, and there's no silver bullet, no pun intended. Like
Yeah,
there's just no way to there's no way to do it. I think that instead of a law, it almost just needs to be a system and a culture of like we need a culture of reporting stuff where if you know that your neighbor is just like out of his gourd, he's
yeah,
just a crazy guy screaming at the trees, and he has loads and loads of guns. Like that's on you, man. You got to say something. You got to say something to somebody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then the police might show up, and they're just, hey, like we've received some complaints or whatever, and like obviously keeping the reporter anonymous is a big part of that.
yeah,
And then like, hey, we're just gonna get you to take a test or a quiz or this or that, or and then we're gonna kind of see how you do, and and from there maybe see if you need to sit down with a medical professional. If you get flagged, you have to sit down with a medical
yeah,
professional, and then the medical professional. I just believe in this medical professional approach because, like, and people can disagree with me all they want on this. I know some people will, but as a medical professional, there are ways that you can tell if somebody is actually experiencing a psychotic break, or if somebody legitimately has mental health issues.
yeah,
I'm telling you, it's a whole field of study. It is one of the newer fields of study, but it is a field of study that is real and does work and does exist and is measurable. It's science. It is real science. It's measurable. It's repeatable. It is a little bit. There's a little bit more ebb and flow because every mind is different. Every person is different. But it's still science. And I think that a medical professional can determine if somebody is fit or not fit. That's just my view.
yeah. Mm. Are you familiar with the Connecticut lottery?
Am I familiar with the Connecticut? I grew up in Connecticut, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember hearing about this. It happened in 1999. But Connecticut was the first to enact one of these red flag laws. It was the first
Oh,
state.
I'm sure. Yeah,
It was the
Connecticut. People
first
people
state.
underestimate exactly how liberal Connecticut is. Connecticut's they're like out of their mind. They're out of their mind liberal.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fascinating. When did Columbine happen?
90s, I think.
Yeah, I think it
It's
was
like 94, 93, 94.
Yeah.
I'm at.
Huh.
Here's a fun story. After all that serious stuff, the you know that have you heard of Anchor? The company Anchor. They make like cell phone accessories and stuff.
Yes.
I love them so much. First of all, they're just such a great company because they make really quality stuff, and then it's like not tremendously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, and it lasts. Like Anchor stuff lasts. It's awesome. Anyway, they've made a product here. It says Anchor's row of bolt charger works like a Google Home Mini in your car. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The Rove Bolt by Anchor is a weird little product. It's a car charger with 2 USB ports that fits into the lighter plug. It's also sort of like a tiny Google Home Mini, complete with 2 microphones specifically tuned to cancel out the echo and noise in a car. It even has 4 LED lights you can see on top of the Home Mini when it's active. Anyway.
Do newer cars still come with cigarette lighters?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I think newer cars still come with cigarette lighters because so many things run off cigarette lighter.
Okay.
But newer cars come with a lot of USB ports.
Yeah.
Really is what they is.
That's what I was thinking.
My parents' Hyundai has a couple USB ports. Now the USB ports on their Hyundai are kind of weird when you plug it in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still doing this now. They might have figured it out by now, but by default when you plug it in, it just starts playing whatever music is like on your phone. It's super annoying.
That is annoying.
It was super
It's like,
annoying
I
for
don't-
like a really long time.
It's like I don't want to listen to that right now. I just need to.
I just need to charge my phone.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know. I also don't know what voltage it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, because voltage, people don't understand. Like, voltage in a phone charger is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Some phones need a lower voltage so they don't like absolutely destroy the battery. But the big name phones like Galaxies and iPhones and stuff like that are actually fast charge. The batteries are such that you can fast charge them. So you can almost, like, for instance, the iPhone comes with that little charger, that
Yeah.
little white charger.
Mm.
And the iPad comes with the bigger, like the brick style charger.
Yeah.
The bigger one is literally just twice the small one,
Yeah.
voltage wise. I don't remember what the volts are. It's like 12 and 24 or something like that. 6 and 12, something like that. But the you can absolutely plug an iPhone into an iPad charger and it'll charge in like 20 minutes.
Mm. Oh.
And it's fine. Like, it's completely fine. There's nothing wrong. Now, I'm sure long term, if you were to do that for the life of the iPhone, the battery's probably going to wear out faster by a little bit. But honestly, it's not gonna be dramatic. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be like it wears out in like a month, or like 6 months or a year. It's gonna be like probably the life of the iPhone, anyways. You're gonna get one in 2 years. You're gonna get one in 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
anyway. Yeah, not a whole lot of tremendously interesting things in the news. Like, it just hasn't been like a really busy news week. Like,
Mm.
I was I don't know. I think everybody's just waiting for the Mueller report to drop right now, like the unredacted, or not the unredacted one, but the redacted one for the public, and then there's a new deadline for Trump's tax returns, right?
Yes.
It's like
Er.
it's like really soon. I don't know when it is, but it's like coming right up. It's like right around the corner.
Man.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. Like, first of all, I did a little bit of research. There's absolutely no reason that you can't release your tax returns when you're under audit.
Yeah.
They made that up. They made that up. They're like, oh, we can't. Like, oh, I would love to release my tax returns, but I can't because I'm under audit. Yeah, you can. Like, you can. There's no law. There's no reason. Like, it's just absolute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you're under audit means that you have to submit your tax returns so that the IRS can see them. It has nothing to do with whether anybody else can see them.
Yeah.
Because they are what they are. Like, you're not going to change them. If you're changing them, we have larger problems.
It's true.
Like,
It's true.
if you're being honest about what money came in and what money went out, and like your financial situation, like if we're gonna just in good faith assume that you're being honest, then what's the problem?
Man, I want to know what brought this fad about. They did this. They did this to Obama and Mitt Romney when he was running against Obama. You know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't remember them doing this to Bush.
Um,
I don't remember President Bush having like it being a
I
big
think-
deal that he releases taxes.
now this is gonna get a little philosophical here, but I think it has to do with 9/11.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, I think that pre 9/11, like especially between like from the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s to all the way up until 9/11, America was not just not at war. It was like a time. It was a golden age of peace. We didn't have any adversaries. Nobody was concerned about China in like 93. Nobody was concerned about Russia. Russia had been crippled by that point. Russia wasn't a threat to anybody. At least that's what was the perception.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And like so nobody was worried about our adversaries around the world. Everybody was worried about the stock market and like just doing well financially and the economy booming and things like this. That's all everybody cared about.
Yeah.
9/11 happens and it's a wake-up call for America. Hey, don't get comfortable. You still have adversaries around the world. There are people around the world, even the people that you didn't think were a threat, people up in the mountains in Pakistan, right?
Yeah.
Are flying buildings into your
Airplanes into your buildings.
I'm sorry, flying airplanes into your buildings.
Yes.
Like, that was a huge wake-up call for us. And then from then until now, there have been all kinds of developments. Like, China is an up and coming world power. Russia is actually kind of regaining a lot of its former glory and a lot of its clout, politically and economically. Economically, Russia has Europe over a barrel, like an oil barrel, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal. And so all of a sudden, we have adversaries. We have real adversaries who have real power and real economies and real resources. And we need to, the perception is like we need to be vigilant that those in power are not compromised by those adversaries. We're not in open warfare with Russia or China, and even the war in Afghanistan and Iraq is very much. I feel like it's in the public mind. It's very much backburnered, but like there's still this feeling that we are in the throes of a conflict with various parts of the world and with various adversaries. And I think people are terrified that, like, I know the first one that I really remember being a big deal was Romney.
Yeah.
I can remember Romney getting absolutely grilled on his foreign investments. And people didn't like that. It wasn't even a nationalistic thing because this is before nationalism really took off. But people didn't like that because they were terrified that he was compromised, right?
Yeah.
And then as a response, Obama released his as almost a tongue-in-cheek because he didn't have any investments overseas. Obama at that point wasn't rich like he is now.
Yeah.
So Obama didn't have anything. Like he was doing okay, but like he didn't have anything like that. And so he was just kind of thumbing his nose at the entire thing. So Romney has to release his, and I think that's honestly one of the bigger things that sunk Romney was there was a debate where they were going back and forth on all these economic policies, on healthcare and on like the budget. They were going back and forth on these economic things, and Obama at one point just turns around calmly. He's got like his shirt sleeves rolled up and his collar open in typical like cool Obama fashion. He just turns around, he's holding the mic up, and he's got one of his hands in his pocket, and he's just like, yeah, Mitt, but what about your foreign investments? And like it doesn't sound like a big deal now, but it was a bomb.
Yeah.
It was a bomb that went off. Like he was done, dude. That debate was over.
Yeah.
It was over. And like my whole point is like my larger point is like why was it such a big deal?
Those were good debates.
They were good debates. They were super good. I miss those days. I think we all miss those days. But like, but I just feel like we're obsessed as Americans with our top officials, our top intelligence guys, our top, the secretaries and presidents in the president's cabinet, and like all these people. We're absolutely obsessed with these people being squeaky clean.
Yeah.
More than ever, because we're terrified, and that's the whole point of the Russia investigation. We're terrified that people are compromised. Well, the absolute best, easiest, most direct, common sense, obvious way to, like step one, is looking at their financial situation. Where is your money? Where is it coming in from? Where is it going out to? What are you, like, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but supposedly before before and during the campaign, Trump was trying to secure like real estate. I don't know if it was like a plot of land that he was going to build on, or a hotel that he was going to renovate, whatever it was, in Moscow.
Yeah.
Like, and people are all super upset that there's like the Russia investigation. It's like, well, you can kind of understand, like, that's our adversary. You realize Russia is sending troops to Venezuela to support Maduro.
Yeah.
For no other reason. Like, Russia doesn't give a crap about Venezuela. Why would they? No one does. But why are they doing it? Because the United States supports Juan Guaido, the president, the challenger, who actually won the election,
Yeah.
who's the rightful president of Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's what's called an adversary. They're an adversary, And so I don't like, to me, there's no controversy when it comes to like the Russia investigation. There's no controversy when it comes to we need to see Trump's tax returns. It's an obvious thing that either party, if you were really honest and if you had an argument and if you had a discussion in good faith with somebody from anywhere on the political spectrum, like, we've got to see those things, man. We've got to see those freaking tax returns. We've got to get to the bottom of this, because is he compromised? Probably not. Good grief, let's make sure. Let's take a look at those tax returns. Take a look at his campaign. You realize his campaign manager is in prison right now.
Yeah.
You realize, I think 2 members of his cabinet are in prison right now. Multiple of his lawyers, prison.
He's had multiple go to prison?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
Cohen and somebody else.
Yeah.
Cohen's facing like real time.
Yeah, Cohen's the only one I know about.
Yeah. Like, this is not a squeaky clean guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not. I agree with his policies mostly, and I hope that he puts conservative judges into place and etc. Yay. But good night. Let's make sure. Like, let's get in there. You know what I mean? Let's get in there. Let's just make sure. That's the whole mechanism of government, is to like check stuff like that. Is that crazy? Am I crazy?
Checks and balances.
All right. Well,
Greenville Triumph's having another game.
are they really?
They're having another home game, and I'm gonna miss it again.
Is it Saturday night?
It's Saturday night.
Of course, it's Saturday night.
Yep. Oh, I ran into the athletic director over at League Early College, where they're actually playing the game.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him, how are they able to have alcohol sales there?
Right.
To stay at school. And he was like, no. He's like, I get asked that all the time. They that land is privately owned, and the school rents that land, so that's how they can do that.
That is such a loophole.
Yeah.
That is such a loophole. Man.
How crazy is that?
Man, oh man. That was an interesting board meeting. Like, well, we can't do it at this location because it's obviously a state funded thing.
Yep.
And some nerd in the corner is like, actually, that's a real actually situation.
Yeah.
You're like, actually, the land is rented from a private corporation, so. And someone's like, "Are you serious? Somebody check that. Somebody check that."
Hey man, I mean it holds 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So that's That's
I
big
still
for
looking
local
at the
sports.
satellite imagery. I still don't understand where those people go.
Oh,
That makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
I'm really excited to go at some point if I'm ever not working on a Saturday night to check that out because I just don't understand it, man.
Oh well, supposedly he was asking me because I told him I live right around the corner from it, and he's like, "Oh, it's not bothering you, is it?" He apparently people have been complaining because they block off some of the roads, and you know how
Oh.
it all back there's houses everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
and if you don't know the back roads, it's very easy to get lost back there. I've gotten lost back there just trying to go trying to make it to Sterling Field, you know.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
All right. Well, it's that time.
time.
Time to take the New York Times
Oh, I don't know.
quiz.
I don't know if it'll let me do it.
Why not?
I exhausted my my free.
Open up a browser as a guest. Do you know how to do that?
No. What do
In the upper right hand corner of your Chrome, there's a little picture of you.
you?
Click on that
Okay.
and then hit open guest window. Now do it.
Okay.
It's a little trick for you folks at home there.
Sneaky. See, how's it gonna be abused? How's it gonna be abused?
I think that'll work. I don't think they track your IP. I think it's just a cookies. I think it's a cookies thing. I don't know. We're about to find out. Stay tuned.
Okay. Where is the quiz?
Just type in NYT quiz and it's like the first link. I'm so happy my vape is hitting the way it's supposed to again. It's so nice.
All right. Test your knowledge of this week's headlines.
The first one is the
Oh,
picture. A picture.
yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, so you
Wait, wait. I haven't picked my things. But yes, I know what this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it right.
All right. So, no. See, okay. My question is, you're on the page. It's letting you do it.
Yes.
Okay. So my solution worked. Okay. Excellent. Just want to make that clear.
Okay. All right.
I can't see your screen. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question. Sorry, this is gonna kind of a visual one for you folks at home. But if you want to follow along, feel free to go take the quiz yourself. And see how you do. NYT quiz is what you Google to get to it. So the first one is a picture, and it sort of is like a round looking, fuzzy looking thing, and it says we'll start the week off with an easy one. The image above is of what? And I think you would have to be living in a hole not to have seen this. You've already chosen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an image of black hole.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I love all the memes that were like, "Oh, finally, someone captured a picture of my heart" or something like that. You know?
Oh yeah, though the meme community definitely ran with that. It
yeah.
was a big story for them.
Like,
cool.
An artist's interpretation of Brexit. That's a great answer.
my favorite one was it was like on the left it said low res, and on the right it said high res, and it was just a picture of a donut. Something like that. That's pretty good. All right, the second question number 2. The WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was arrested in London to face a charge in the U.S. of conspiring to hack into a Pentagon computer network in 2010. He has been living in the embassy of which country? Which had sheltered him since 2012. So which country has Julian Assange been taking refuge in the embassy of for, 8 years?
Yeah.
I know this. Do you know it?
I thought I did, but it's not one of the choices.
Ruh-roh.
So it's Canada, Ecuador, Peru, or Switzerland, and I'm going to go with this one.
What'd you pick?
I picked Switzerland.
That I mean,
I thought he was in Iceland.
Iceland. What? No. He's in the. First of all, he's in the embassy. He's not actually in the country. He's in the embassy.
Yeah, no. Like I thought he was in an embassy in Iceland.
No, he's in Britain. He's in England,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, London. Yeah, Mr. Assange took refuge
Oh
in the
yeah,
Ecuadorian embassy in London 7 years ago to avoid extradition to Sweden, where he faced questions about sexual assault allegations.
Oh,
I didn't even know about that.
what? I've got this guy confused with someone else.
No, I don't think you do. The U.S. has charged him with conspiracy to hack a computer network as part of the 2010 release of a trove of classified government material, according to the indictment unsealed Thursday.
Who's the NSA guy?
Oh, that was a different guy. I don't remember what his name is.
I think he went to Iceland.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate because Julian Assange definitely did not. All right, question 3. President Omar Hassan al-Bashir, the authoritarian leader who is wanted on genocide charges, was ousted after months of mass protests in which country?
I should know this. My dad was talking to me about this, and I just like glazed over. Just glazed right over. It's one of those two. I can't remember which one. Go with that one. It was the other one.
What'd you pick?
Algeria. I knew it was either Algeria or Sudan. I couldn't remember which one.
Yeah, I had this. I did the 100% exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I can remember. Well, because there's all kinds of stuff going on in Algeria as well right now.
Yeah.
Algeria has got all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like really intense stuff.
I mean, good for them. That guy's crazy.
Yeah.
It is my understanding that he was just killing these people because they're from a different tribe.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, dude. That's par for the course in a lot of places in the world.
Oh man, look at this picture.
I know.
Holding up swords and stuff, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These guys don't play around.
He ruled Sudan for 30 years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm. Yep. We always forget how unique America is, man. It's in most of the world for most of human history.
Yeah.
It's nothing like what we are used to. So
hundreds of thousands of people were killed. Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's pretty intense. That's good, Lord. All right. All right. So on to the next question before we get too depressed.
Oh man.
All right, here we go. Question number 4. President Trump named Kevin. Oh, good night.
McAlleen.
McAlleen.
I think that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, McElin.
McAlleen.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
I haven't heard this guy's name pronounced. I've seen some articles on him, but I literally haven't heard his name pronounced. Anyway, this guy got named as the acting head of which federal agency? So we've got Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Office of Management and Budget, and Secret Service.
I have no idea.
Oh, well, I would have thought that you would have seen this when you were reading your news yesterday.
I didn't see this. Actually, I did see that guy's face on the picture.
Yeah?
But I probably that was probably right around the time I got distracted by like that cool new Afro-Caribbean cuisine restaurant in Washington, D.C.
That does sound very distracting, though, to be fair. Okay, so did you pick?
Yes.
Yes, as the click happens. Yeah, it's Homeland Security.
I was like,
Homeland Security. He looks. Did you pick Secret Service?
No, I picked Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
I don't even know if that's a real thing, man.
I don't either.
I guess that's ICE. Is that ICE? That's ICE.
Yeah,
ICE,
it is.
ICE.
Yes, it is. It is ICE.
I knew it wasn't Office of Management and Budget.
I knew it wasn't that either.
Nobody messes with those people. Those people are there forever. Anyway, It's not very exciting. Alrighty, so question number 5. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel appeared likely to remain in power after a parliamentary I messed that up. Parliamentary election, and is poised to become the longest serving prime minister. He leads which party? Oh no! I can tell you so much. I can tell you so much about this situation. I have no idea what the party's called.
Oh man.
I know what it isn't. I know what it isn't for sure. Anyway, so here's the choices for you guys playing along. I'm sorry, we didn't give the choices for one of the questions. It's my bad. Here's the choices on this one. It's blue and white, Labor, Likud, or Shaz.
Ugh.
Now, here's the problem. I'm almost positive that some of those things are real parties. Which makes it harder, because if you can rule things out, then it's easier. But I'm pretty sure, like, New York Times is, like, on their game.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pick one. I got it wrong. What'd you pick?
Labor.
Oh, my goodness. We know what Labor Party is, right? Labor Party is usually, like, very liberal.
Yeah.
He's a hardline
I
right.
just bam.
He's a hardline right.
Eeny,
right
meeny,
guy.
miny, mo, man.
He's like, we should get all the Palestinians out of the country, like, full bore. Like,
Yeah.
he's like Trump light. You know what I mean? Very nationalistic,
Party,
etc.
yeah, blue and white party.
I thought it was the blue and white party, because I'm pretty sure there is a blue and white party.
There is. In the little blurb, the Liquid Party and the blue and white party of his main is his main challenger. So. Wait.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well. I told you this is going to be your week, man. This is your week to, like, take a shot.
Oh man.
And you're just not taking advantage of it.
It's not going well.
Not taking advantage of it.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah?
I know this one.
I got some bad news for you. So do I.
Uh-huh.
The mayor of which U.S. city declared a public health emergency this week in an effort to contain the spread of measles.
Have you ever had the measles?
I don't think so. I was probably vaccinated against it because my parents are not idiots.
I've never had the measles. I got the chicken pox twice because, yeah, that's cool.
All right, so you know the answer?
I do.
Yeah, it's.
Do we?
Go ahead.
Chicago, New York, Portland.
Oh, sorry.
Seattle. Those are your options.
Chicago, New York, Portland, or Seattle. Yes.
Yeah.
It's New York.
It's New York. Yeah.
It is absolutely New York. So that's been an ongoing story. That's been a story now for a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah. I mean, with population density like that,
Yeah. If it's gonna happen anywhere, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's fascinating? It's actually the biggest problem they've been having is in Yiddish communities, because I don't think they actually have anything against vaccinating their children. They just kind of don't.
Huh.
There's no like litigious like reason. It's just like, you know what I mean?
Tend not to.
Yeah, they just tend not to. They're just like, well, we've had this baby and now we're just gonna take it home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not going back to the hospital, kind of a situation.
Okay.
I don't know. That's like I've read a couple articles about it. That's like the flavor I got. So
Okay. Huh.
maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Interesting.
Question 7: The U.S. designed part of which country's military as a foreign? Oh, designated. I'm sorry. I'm reading too fast. The U.S. It's more like Trump. Trump did this, not the U.S., but Trump did this. Designated part of which country's military as a foreign terrorist organization. This was big news when this happened. This is a big deal. I don't think people realize how much of a big deal this is.
I didn't see this story at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did he do this?
This past week. It's this past week, and it's not good. It's not a good thing.
You know what was funny? While I was sitting at the coffee shop, I typed in, what is Trump, and like, what did it, like, all these completions popped up. It was like,
Yeah.
What did Trump say now? There is an actual website. What did Trump do this week? That's a website.
I mean, people are interested in it. Supply and demand, baby.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Um,
I'm sure there was one for like Obama.
no,
the
the crazy part is I went to that website and I didn't see anything about this.
Oh. Well, maybe it's a pro-Trump site. because this was not popular.
This
This was not a popular thing.
Okay.
Take a shot.
I'm gonna go with them. Oh
Did you get it?
no.
Yeah, it's Iran.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Venezuela.
No.
Why? Wait, why did he do this?
Yep.
Why did?
The designation. Here's the blurb for folks at home, if you want a little extra background on this. The designation issued on Monday imposes a wide-ranging economic and travel sanctions on Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, as well as organizations, companies, and individuals tied to it. It's the first time that the U.S. has given the designation to part of another nation's government. Some national security officials approved the move, saying it could oppose the move, saying it could incite retaliation by Tehran. It did, by the way. The Revolutionary Guards carry out operations all across the Middle East, train Arab Shiite militias, and oversee businesses in Iran. Yeah. So here's the thing. They're definitely bad. There's no question.
Okay.
It's a bad organization. It's an arm of the Iranian government that is famous for doing bad stuff without getting super specific and like going into all that whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing, but politically designating them as a terrorist organization is beyond a slap in the face to the Iranian government. It's beyond that. It's actually like it's openly, to use a word that I used a lot this podcast, it's openly adversarial on our part.
Yeah.
Which
it's very hostile. It's a very hostile move.
It's extremely hostile, and it's one of those things where, you know, most presidents on either side of the aisle, most diplomats would try to limit funding to that portion of the government. They would try to restrict their travel. They would try to do a lot of the things that this does without actually making that declaration in front of the world. Because also, you realize, I don't know where we're at in this process, but Trump's pulling out of the Iran deal. So Iran is now, especially after this, and it says, saying it could incite retaliation by Tehran. Tehran's now threatening to like restart their nuclear program. They're like, screw you, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't think most people understand how bad that is. Like, Iran, literally, if Iran had a nuke, they would nuke Israel.
Yeah.
100% immediately. They would just do it. Boom. Off the face of the earth. You know? And
which is crazy because it would hurt them as well.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They absolutely could care less.
I know.
Yeah. But
hey, it's a weird thing, man.
Yeah. Now, knowing Israel would pull off some miracle where like the plane that's carrying it just like explodes or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Israel's insane. Israel's here to stay. I don't care how much you hate it. Israel's here to stay, man.
I do
Those
not.
people are for real.
If they actually start up their program, Israel's going to sabotage it. That is my personal belief. They're going to send some like Mossad in there, and like they're going to go in.
You understand what happened last time, right?
Yeah.
You know what happened last time?
What happened last time?
So you like us? Okay. I don't know anything science related to this, but I know that you have to have a centrifuge.
Yes.
A centrifuge is like a part of how you enrich uranium.
Yeah.
Okay. The Israelis wrote a computer virus and somehow got that computer virus on the computer that ran the centrifuge, and they overclocked the centrifuge and broke it.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude.
Israel.
That's some scary people, man.
Yeah,
that's some scary people. That's like, it's innovative.
Yeah.
It's like
no one died.
No one died.
You know?
No one died. Like, that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
I mean, I would love to like know who's in that think tank.
Yeah.
You know, for all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, how did you get it in?
Dude, there's a documentary on Mossad,
mm-hmm.
and the people who shot it are, you can tell they're kind of anti-Mossad.
Yeah.
Not full-bore anti-Mossad, like it shouldn't exist, but like some of the things that Mossad has famously done.
They do not approve of. Yeah.
Exactly. And they were interviewing all these former Mossad agents, and like they got even a couple former directors of the Mossad to sit down and talk. And it's one of the most fascinating things you'll ever watch in your life. It's one of the most fascinating things. They got this one. He was the director of Mossad in like the like 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
But he was an agent in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
He's an old man, very, very old man. And they're asking him, they're like, so have you killed people and stuff? And he just smiles. And they're like, wow, that's creepy. And he's just like, shrugs. And they're like, and you were okay with that? You're okay with killing people? And he just leans into the mic and he goes, they were my enemy. You kill your enemies. And he just leans back up and just smiles. And you're just like, you just wouldn't want to mess with these people. Like, you just wouldn't. Like, it's just these people are for real. They're for real.
Oh, man.
It's intense, man. You got to go watch that. You got to watch that documentary. I forget what it's called. It's like, it's on Netflix. It's like
I've seen an ad for it.
Yeah. It's like, it's just, type in Mossad on Netflix, you'll find it. Alrighty. Oh man, we need to wrap this up.
Oh yeah.
All right, so where are we at here? Question 8. The European Union agreed to extend the deadline for Britain's withdrawal from the bloc, which has been scheduled for Friday. The new deadline falls on the same day as which celebration? I don't know this.
I don't know it either. Halloween, Guy Fawkes night, New Year's Eve, April Fool's Day. So we know it's not April Fool's Day.
Yeah, it can't be April Fool's.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a year from April 1st. This past April 1st.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you pick?
I'm going with that one. Oh, so close.
What'd you pick?
Guy Fawkes night.
So did I.
I was doing Halloween. I was actually going like Halloween, Guy Fawkes night. Halloween, Guy Fawkes night.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, have I gotten any of them? I don't think so. I got the one.
Good grief.
I
knew there was an extension. I didn't know it was Halloween. I vaguely remember hearing about that on BBC, but I didn't know that. Bummer. All right, here we go. Next question. The hip hop artist Lil Nas X. Is that how you say that, or is it Lil Nas 10? I don't know. I can already tell you I'm not going to know what this is. All right, let's see here. The hip hop artist Lil Nas X released a new version of his viral hit Old Town Road after Billboard removed a previous version from its Hot Country Songs chart, saying the song does not embrace enough elements of today's country music. Oh, so he's a country artist.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay.
New version features.
The new version of the song features which 1990s country star? Garth Brooks, Billy Ray Cyrus, Winona Judd, or Trisha Yearwood. Well, I don't know two of those people, so we got problems.
I actually know this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going. Oh, I got it. Well, here's the thing. Garth Brooks is not a 90s country star. I mean, kind of. I guess he was releasing stuff. He was releasing things in the night, but I wouldn't call him a 90s. And then I don't know Winona Judd or Trisha Yearwood. I don't know who those people are.
I don't know. The only person on there I don't know is Trisha Yearwood. I'm not familiar with any of these people's music, really.
Me neither.
I think
country sucks. Let's just say it. Like, honestly, there's like, it's one of those. There's like, yeah, there's a couple of songs that are good, but
yeah, I mean, I hear the music like in a gas station or something like that, and like every now and then you hear a good one. You know.
Really, honestly, to me, country music is like ambiance in like a movie. That's what the country music is for. There are people that are really upset at me right now. I'm sorry, it's my opinion, man.
Hey, man, country music is huge. You just don't understand how many people listen to country, and it's staggering to think about because country is one of the few musical genres that really, really does like everyone listens to it, whether you're a little kid, old man, doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it's very cultural.
Yeah.
It's very cultural.
Um.
Anyway.
So.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, no! Which team won the NCAA women's basketball championship?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, why women's? Come on, man. Oh. You know it?
I think I know it.
Okay, you pick first, and then I'm going to talk it out.
Okay. Oh no! I picked the wrong team.
Okay, so I know it's not Connecticut.
Do you know who was playing at least?
No.
Okay.
I know it's not Connecticut because I know Connecticut got knocked out. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Literally, especially when it comes to women's basketball. I'm sorry. This is all I care about. I care about whether Connecticut wins. So it's not Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, let's just go. Oh, I got it.
Oh,
I got it. Baylor.
It was Baylor and Oregon in the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew. Okay, here's the thing. I haven't heard much about Notre Dame's women's team this year, so I didn't think it was them. And then, yeah, I just grabbed one.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I can't believe I picked the wrong team. I watched some of that game, kind of.
Here's number 11, and which team won the NCAA men's title?
Okay.
Auburn, Michigan State, Texas Tech, or Virginia? And obviously, it's Virginia. Yeah, we got that.
We're guys. We like sports.
We're guys. We get it. So so keep scrolling. How many did you get?
Oh man, 4 out of 11.
Yeah, I got 8 out of 11 this week.
Oh my goodness, what in the world?
I'm saying there was a window, man. You could have absolutely taken that from me. That's absolutely doable.
I was cheering for Auburn. I really was.
Yeah.
That game.
There was nobody I cared about. Was the problem?
Oh, I was cheering for Auburn because they'd never done it before, underdog, that whole bit. But what's cool about Moe's is since it is an Alabama style thing, lots of Auburn fans were there.
Oh,
just
that's
like
cool.
cheering for the game. So it was like the Wild Wings, the Wild Wings commercials where everyone's like in there cheering, like that was happening at my restaurant.
That's awesome, man.
And so I was like, and not only that, it was an actually good game.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like these kids were playing like they wanted it so bad because they did.
Yeah.
I mean, like the kid someone drew a foul, and he messed up someone's shot. He was trying to get out of the way because he was moving, couldn't stop him.
Right.
And he messed up this guy's shot, so he got 3 points. And Auburn passed it in half court, and then once the guy got it at half court, a guy was already just sprinting down the court, and he jumped up in the air, caught it in the air, and tried to put it into the backboard or whatever. I mean, he almost had it. Like, it was a tremendous effort, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, my favorite bit of news on that was the next morning, or not, I guess it wasn't in the morning. It was like 3 p.m. or whatever. I was watching Shep Smith.
Yeah.
And he had like a guest at the very end of his broadcast. And you know how sometimes they just kind of vamp for the last like 30 seconds before the show goes off the air? They were doing that, and he looked over at his guest. He's like, "Hey man, like, did you have a good weekend? Like, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he's like, "You see the game?" His guest was like, "You see the game?" Shep was like, "Oh, what a good game that was, wasn't it?" The guy was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he's like, "What did you think? Did you enjoy it?" He's like, "I loved it. I wish it didn't keep me up so late." And he slowly turned and looks at the camera. It was so funny. It was like a comedy special by Shep Smith. Well, anyway, I think we both need to get going here, so wrap this up.
Yeah.
What do you think? I feel like this one was really clean. I feel like this podcast was really clean. Like I feel like we're both like talking into the mic really well, and I feel like talking about some interesting things that people would enjoy. What do you think? What do you think about releasing it?
Yeah, go for it. Let's go for it.
You want to?
Yeah, pull that ripcord, baby.
All right. Well, I guess you're hearing it then. Whoever you are in your car, enjoy. This is what it's like to be in our house. This is what we do. We talk about all this kind of stuff. It's not as structured as this, but this is just us. We're just hanging out, and we're super excited that you can hang out with us. So thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll see you probably early next week when we release the next one. And since we're doing bi-weekly, we're going to have to come up with another quiz to take.
Yeah.
So be looking out for that. I think the quiz is probably the best part. Probably the best part of the podcast. We kind of stumbled onto that because initially we wanted to do like trivia, but it turns out trivia is kind of tough to do because you have to sit there and come up with the questions and stuff like that, and it just takes too long. And I think doing quizzes is a better format for that. So, and it's fun because you can play along at home, and we want you to participate and feel like you're sitting here at our kitchen table with us.
And I get to figure out how much I don't know about today's current events.
I mean, that's pretty much the best part.
Oh, man.
If we're being honest. I think it's hilarious.
This is ridiculous. Which one should I have? Which one should I have had?
There's nothing like the feeling of guessing and then just randomly getting it right. It's like the greatest feeling ever.
It's so irritating.
Well, because it's educated to guess. If it was truly a blind guess, you'd be like, whatever. I guess I got it.
I mean,
but if it's like an educated guess, where you're like, well, I don't think it's that, and I don't think it's that. Let's try this, and then it works. You're just like, yes.
I can't believe you got that hip hop one.
It's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling.
Like that was me. The girls basketball one. I can't believe I remember that wrong. Because I actually watched part of the game. It wasn't like the men's basketball tournament. Because that one I was blatantly like turning my back and just like staring at the TV. But my boss was standing there next to me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you early next week. Be safe. Stay soapy. And
stay soapy.
Yeah. That's a shirt.
Yeah, it is a shirt.
Yeah, stay soapy.
Stay soapy.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.